Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you are all well. Thank you for your continued support, the subscribers and the comments that I'm getting. I really do appreciate you taking part in the videos and giving me your comments. I really do appreciate them. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the welfare situation, the social situation, because a lot of people in my comments are like, oh, when are they going to start work, start changing the social care, the welfare system and stuff like that. Well, I was reading an article in the Financial Times, which we're going to go through now, where they talk about a potential change that they're going to be making. So let's have a quick look at it. Okay, so it says here, UK plans shake-up of welfare system to tackle working age inactivity. So apparently there's too many people on the scrap heap. That's a nice way of talking about it, I suppose, isn't it? UK job centres will spend less time policing the benefit system and more time helping people find work under government reforms aimed at raising the employment rate to the highest in the G7. There's a graph down here, which I'll show you in a moment. Alison McGovern, who is the Employment Minister, told Financial Times that the white paper due later in the autumn would set out big changes to a welfare system that left too many people on the scrap heap. She said the first thing has to be a cultural change, calling for a return to the founding principles of the welfare state. William Beveridge knew that for social security to work, you need a well-functioning health system and an approach for full employment. We've lost that wider view of the economy. She said she was speaking at the launch of the report. This is the UK job seekers are least likely in Europe to seek government help. And this is the number of job seekers who have contacted the Public Employment Service in 2020, and we are apparently the lowest. However, I would say that the employment service, the job centre and stuff like that are really difficult to deal with, and I think that makes half the trouble. They're really difficult to deal with. Sometimes they can be really condescending. I had experience of them many years ago. They can be very condescending, very judgmental at times. So I think that puts a lot of people off going to see them. But anyway, the report will inform Labour's ambition to raise the UK's employment rate to 80%, higher than it's been for 160 years. The target is to central the government's economic strategy, because official data suggests that the UK is the only rich country whose employment rate, estimated at 75%, has not yet recovered its pre-pandemic level. Although they do go on to say that because of data collection problems, that figure is questionable. I'm not surprised. I'm sure it's nowhere near what they're saying it is. Anyway, so they're saying that figures also show growing numbers of people are claiming incapacity benefits on the grounds of ill health or disability prevents them from working. So, I mean, this is what making them all out to saying, oh, well, they're doing it because they're just making it up, they're lying. It's not the case. A lot of people have suffered greatly from the pandemic, have ongoing health issues because of the pandemic, and so I don't think this is anything that it makes them sound like they just don't want to work, which isn't the case. The report from the Commission on the Future of Employment says that much of the problem is due to draconian requirements imposed on jobless benefit claimants who are expected to spend 35 hours a week looking for work and face sanctions if they fail to measure up. Now that's good. If they're going to take away the sanctions for that, I think that would be a good thing, because obviously you have to look for work, and it looks like they're going to try and help with that. But sometimes these sanctions are very, very tough. The commission was led by the Institute of Employment Studies, and it says Tony Wilson, director of the IES, said there is no evidence to support the damaging 35-hour rule, which forced people to constantly justify their actions, tied up advisors, and pushed people to claim health-related benefits with fewer requirements. No, I don't think it pushes people to claim health-related benefits with fewer requirements. Most people, and there are people who perhaps try to, get around the system, but the majority of people do it because they have health-related problems. So again, you're making it look like, because they're out of work, they're going into health-related benefits because they can't work, because they can't find a job. That's not the case, I don't think. People outside the labour force just don't trust job centres, arguing that scrapping the requirement for those with health conditions and young children and scaling it back for others would free up thousands of advisors to spend their time helping people find a better job. It is the most unloved public service, so I'd agree with that. That has to change. She acknowledged that scaling back the sanctions regime and investing in new support services would carry upfront cost for taxpayers. So it is going to cost them money. It's going to cost them 150 million a year over the course of the Parliament. But this is what they're looking for. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. Do you think it's a good idea that they are reforming the job centres and things like that, or, you know, I mean, it does sound a little bit like, again, they're having a go at people who are on benefits, saying that they're just doing it because they can't get a job, when that, a lot of times that isn't the case. But if they're going to change it and so that, you know, the 35-hour rule is changed, or there's not so many sanctions if you just can't find a job, because some people can't, then that would be a good thing. But let me know down in the comment section what you think about that. I'll be very interested to hear your thoughts.